anymore.
Ready? I'm ready.
It's a really tough loss. Last game of the season is against your rival. Yes, I'm very disappointed in the team. Once again, going up by 10 in the fourth quarter and just not being able to execute.
Talk a little bit about losing that lead down the stretch. What do you attribute it to?
Coach is putting the players in the right position. They got to make the plays at the end of the game. You got to get the stops. I think we get a little timid in the fourth quarter. I just talked to my young ladies about that. I mean, that's been the theme now since Texas Southern on February the 8th. And that's what I talked about this morning. I talked about that. You guys got to finish strong in the fourth quarter. I also addressed it at halftime. They closed that gap again, and we was fortunate to be up 30-28. And I knew we was going to go back out there and get it. We got plays that we can run for the players that we have on the floor. It's just that when it get clutch, you know, big time players show up and make big time plays.
It is
in
what
big
it
time
is.
games.
Yeah. It is what it is right now. How do you flip that switch and get them focused going to Atlanta for the tournament?
Well, I just gave them a little bit of it. We're gonna go back home tonight and tomorrow. They're gonna speak to a sports psychologist. They gotta figure that out because it's got to be a mental block in their heads because we're leading. I mean, we was up against Southern to the last. That's the #1 team right now, right? Regular season champions. Right. And up until 2 seconds on the clock, 2.3. So that's something that they gotta figure out. I can't figure it out. I have no more eligibility left. If I did, I could guarantee you wins because I can bring them home. But we just don't have that right now, and they gotta, you know, in the next 3 days, somebody gotta step up and step up big. But we can play one game and go home on Tuesday.
Definitely. Schematically, is there anything you see you can adjust for this team going into the tournament?
Yeah, keep going back home, showing them the film, and you know me, I'm gonna go back into the kitchen and cook up a formula. I'm always inventing and bringing up new plays for my ladies that the team might not have seen. That's why we was able to get a 3-point shot. They didn't know they thought it was going down here. So I'll go back and put something together again when we're in close situations that we can stay ahead and maybe just be more mental with them. I think when I was at the University of Tennessee back in the days when we was playing the Final Four without a rest day in between, we did a lot of mental. So we would lay down and mentally see ourselves going through the action. So I might need to go back and bring some of that back out and mentally let them see themselves in their mind, not from my view. So we'll do that on Sunday, tomorrow, and Monday when we get down here, up in Atlanta.
Definitely. You lost Sydney Hendricks today to an injury. Her status?
I don't know her status right now. We'll get home and get looked at. And I mean, that's a huge piece. Did you even hear me say anything about Sydney? We didn't have Sydney. We still was up by the same amount of points we had when we had Sydney. So that just tell you what these young ladies can do, right? And like I tell them, I'm gonna have to answer questions about the play. And everybody knows it's not the coach because I'm putting them in the best position, calling. I think I'm doing a good job of calling the timeouts, giving them the right plays. They just gotta go finish. They just gotta finish.
Good. Good.
All right.
Good, guys?
Yeah. Can I ask you a couple questions?
Yes,
One more
you
couple, Coach. From your post players, I thought you had some good play from your post. Sage Glover, I thought she played well. Maya Ellis played well. Talk a little bit about the play from your post against this Bethune team.
Yeah, I mean, our post played a big part. I wish they would have been bigger because we missed some easy layups at the rim. Like I said, I can draw the play up and get them in position, but they got to go score. And that was an advantage that we knew that we could have against Cookman and a lot of people down the line. Our post play is one of the positions that we've been needing to step up, and they did step up, but I need them to be bigger in their role. Especially, you know, we're going to get them shots right at the basket. We're not asking them to do a lot, but to make a layup, rebound the ball.
And with that, just kind of follow up on that. With the rotation there, you have Carter, you've got Sharp. How do you find the the rotation? What's your philosophy, or what's the pattern in terms of getting those young ladies in? Because it seemed like in the first half there was a good rotation and they all played well. We went a little shorter in your rotation in the second half.
Yeah, as things get tighter, the rotation was because of what they were doing. Cookman went small, and I can't have a 6'6" out there that's going to get blown by. So it's the games of adjustments, and it's also the you got to feel as a coach. You got to know your players, and I know my players. I know them very well, and that's something that I have a gift of knowing my players and knowing my young ladies, so I put them in the best situations to be successful. They went with a small rotation, and we worked on that. That's why we know that we can play either Yvette or we can move Cheyenne McEvan as a forward to kind of with their small lineup, and that's what I was able to do. Once again, we did miss it because that's why the rotation had to be different, because we had to go to a different type of rotation without her. And like I said, 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter with that rotation. As the game get tighter, you have to tighten up on your rotation and still try to get breathers, which that's why I save my timeouts for that, knowing that I will ask my young ladies, are you tired? If they tell me they can go, I'm going to keep them in there. If they tell me they can't, I'm going to find out the best rotation. You saw Ina, Ivette's younger sister, get in the game for some minutes to try to give a blow. So I am trying to juggle a lineup with what I have, no excuses. I'm still going to give my young ladies the best that I have and give them the best game plan in order for them to be successful. But like you said, our post play was huge. It just needed to be great.
We get two more questions, then we'll let you go, Coach.
Go ahead.
So Keith Hadley Fangs Up podcast here. One of the things and keys to the game and keys to the season has been free throw shooting. Can you share just maybe some of the struggles? You know, what are some of the reasons, especially for the novice who don't know the game as well as you? You know, why some of the free throws might be not falling for us?
Well, that's mental, right? It's just you and the ball. So once again, it goes back to the mentality. If you would have saw it was on my board, it was telling you next play. So because you can't get high with the highs, you can't get low with the lows, you got to stay even keel. But still, it's a mentality. You have to have confidence. Coaches don't give you confidence. Players give coaches confidence to play them and put them in those situations. So we'll go back home and work on some free throw shooting and try to put them in that adverse environment, which is the SWAC. We've been in that environment. They got to knock it down. Told them they got to do whatever they got to do, talk to themselves, but that's mental. That's all mental. That's the mental part of the game. Coach can't do nothing but put them in the situation where they're going to get fouled and you know, pray on the sideline they can knock it down.
Last question for you, Coach. It's a rough way to end the season, but you've elevated the floor of this program. This is the second year in a row this team's going to the SWAC Tournament and actually has a shot to really develop something. So a lot of times we talk about grows and glows, and you know, it may be hard to see the glows right now, but could you speak to that glow of taking this team to a place where you can go to the SWAC Tournament and actually have a chance to make some noise?
Well, like I said, I was a tough competitor. So when I took this job, I knew it was going to be tough, right? Coming in year one without the ability to recruit, taking us 6 in 2014 to the SWAC for the first time. Year two, still being handicapped with the NCAA rules, young ladies in the program that I didn't recruit that had to stay in the program because of the NCAA rule. Just like this, I don't treat my stepchildren like stepchildren. I treat them like I birthed them myself. So that's the same thing I've given this team and this culture. And sometimes we might have some clashing, but it's my program, it's my culture. I know what winning look like, smell like, taste like, because I done won at every level. So, like I told them in here, you got another day to live, and we're going to live and win again for Wednesday and take Thursday off and keep going, or you're going to make me play one game and think about next year, and change is coming. My recruits will be in here. So we will have a team of all the young ladies that I recruited. I don't want to worry about that right now. I want to worry about Atlanta and putting us in a position again, and hopefully that mentality finally, you know, it just, the light switch just got to go off. And when it go off and they win that game like that, then we roll.